Spendthrift Farm stallions. First 2-year-olds on the track by Golden Sense, Cross Traffic, It's My Lucky Day, Can the Man, and Shaking It Up, including Cross Traffic's impressive black type winner, Jaywalk, who recently captured the White Clay Creek Stakes at Delaware Park. Spendthrift, the breeder's farm.
Hi everybody and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift Farm. I'm Dan Illman along with Nicole Russo, and let's throw up the field for Sunday's Spa Baby race. It's race number 7 at 7 furlongs for 2-year-old fillies, and Spendthrift Stallion Warrior's Reward is represented by the number 10, She's Got It All. Interesting group, interesting mix, Nicole, of first-time starters and experienced runners. And we'll begin down towards the inside with the number 1 filly Ride. This is a bargain weanling purchase, only sold for $1,000 by Misremembered.
Yeah, and you would expect the Misremembereds to start, blooming as they got a little bit of experience and distance. Of course, he was a good older horse winning the Santa Anita Handicap and other events. Kind of a versatile sire line being by Candy Ride. Of course, those win on everything. The Dam's a multiple winner on turf. I'm wondering if this one's going to find a home on turf down the line.
I kind of agree with you. I think maybe turf or synthetic might work for filly Ride down the road, although this barn has really good numbers over the past couple of years on dirt. Let's take a look at that formulator fact right now for trainer Erin Wilkinson. The past 2 years on dirt, 20% winners and a $6.73 return on investment. That's the number 1 filly Ride. He should go off at a nice mutual on Sunday. The number 2 is Tweedia. This is one of the fillies with experience. She is a full sister to a 61 buyer dirt winner. The Dam won twice on dirt with an 84 buyer top. She's by Double Irish and is an Arkansas bred.
Yeah, Double Irish and unraced son of Tapit, standing in Arkansas. This one a homebred in that state for Shortleaf Stable, and didn't run badly in her debut, I thought, for Brad Cox.
She took some money as well that day, down to 4-1, just ran into Lady TNT, who blitzed that field. She could certainly improve with that race under her girth, and she has a bullet workout since that career debut. The number 3 is Brass Ring, and this is a daughter of Shackelford and a half-sister to a 2-year-old stakes-winning turf router. She was a $210,000 buyback earlier this year. She showed good speed in her career debut, but she didn't break well last time out, and I think that sealed her fate. That being said, I'm waiting till she stretches out even more in distance.
Perhaps she is a half to a 2-year-old stakes performer, but that one did well going longer on the turf. Tails in Excess, their Dam won routing. Of course, Sire Shackelford could carry his speed a distance. Brass Ring showed some speed in her debut after breaking poorly, wound up finishing 5th behind the well-regarded Lyrical Lady. There's a couple emerging from that maiden. It might turn out to be a pretty strong race, but yeah, I think Brass Ring wouldn't mind a little bit more distance.
We'll move on to the 4, Take Charge Morella. Take Charge Morella is by Take Charge Indy, and she sold for $50,000 in April. This is the first foal from an unraced dam, but I really liked everything about her career debut at Saratoga on August the 12th. It was held over an intensely speed-favoring main track, and she got a learning experience. She was in and among horses while tracking the pace. By the time she extricated herself from that traffic in the stretch, the leader was long gone. She was easily second best, and if she takes a move forward off that race, she's going to be very tough.
Definitely. You mentioned the track bias that day. She was really up against it. Very nice effort in that debut. Take Charge Indy over a Smart Strike mare. I would expect her to want a little bit more distance as well. But that being said, I think this is a pretty interesting and evenly matched group, and a step forward would put her right in the thick of things.
The number 5 is Why Is She So Lucky? This is a Florida-bred daughter of Lookin' at Lucky, an $11,000 April 2-year-old purchased after breezing a furlong in 10-3. And there's some speed in this pedigree. The Dam's a half to Pashito the Che, who was a really nice multiple stakes winning dirt sprinter, a listed type. She ran into a pretty decent field of maiden claimers in her debut, adds Lasix, but is stepping up in class.
stepping way up in class. But definitely a lot of speed in the family. Pasha de the Che was a very tough horse. Looking at Lucky having a terrific year with runners like Accelerate and others. They tend to want to go around 2 turns as well, but they have some brilliance to them, as evidenced by which is one example, Accelerate's turn of foot and staggering buyers this year.
Number 6, Utiki, is from the first crop of Strong Mandate, and she sold very well earlier this year. $175,000 March purchase after breezing a furlong in 10-1, and there is speed on the bottom of this pedigree.
Yeah, definitely. And, Strong Mandate, obviously, a grade 1 winning 2-year-old at Saratoga himself. He's the type you would expect to get good 2-year-olds. You would expect them to start coming along at this time of year based on his own development pattern. He was really well received commercially. Some of his first foals, really great physicals, as evidenced by the fact that this one, Utiki, sold up every time she came to the auction ring, sold well in March, and looks like she's picked it up in works recently for Jeremiah Engelhart.
A lot of eyes are going to be on the number 7, Positive Spirit. This is a half-sister to Kentucky Derby winner Always Dreaming by Pioneer of the Nile. Positive Spirit is also a half-sister to Spinaway winner Hot Dixie Chick, so we know there is plenty of speed in this family. The dam won 7 of 10 starts, including her career debut, and Rudy Brisset has been working this horse in company with Weedle, who ran a pretty good second in her career debut last week with a 68 buyer.
Yeah, and Rudy Brisset, again, the longtime assistant to Bill Mott, who won out on his own last year. I really expect him. He's a terrific horseman. I really expect him to be able to develop a horse. Not only is Positive Spirit a half to Kentucky Derby winner, Always Dreaming, but bred on the same cross, being by another son of Empire Maker in Pioneer of the Nile. Pioneer of the Nile, I think maybe his strongest group of 2-year-olds to date coming along this year. He can get a good 2-year-old with the likes of Champions, American Pharaoh, Classic Empire out there in that category.
The number 8 is Champagne Tail. This is a Charles Fipke homebred by Tail of Acadi, who does quite well with 2-year-old first-time starters, winning 15% of the time. Trainer Dallas Stewart pulled off a bit of a surprise last week with a Spa Baby, a first-time starting Louisiana bred, and this has some pedigree. The dam, a full sister to Got Lucky, a grade 1 stakes winner going long. I do wonder, even with the Tail of Acadi's on top, if this one may want a bit more distance. Her workmate, Frolic Moore, is making the career debut on Saturday, so you might want to keep an eye on that one before making your final decision on Champagne Tail.
Definitely. I think that's a good point as well, because certainly this is a distance-oriented pedigree, one of the deeper families going in the stud book right now. You go back there and it's the family of horses like Champion Rhythm, Champion Number to Count, Derby winner Super Saver, grade 1 winner Bluegrass Cat. It's just an outstanding family. But yeah, a lot of those did excel around 2 turns.
The number 9 is your morning line favorite at 2-1 for trainer Chad Brown. That is Stand for the Flag, a $125,000 yearling purchase by Kentucky Derby winner Super Saver. The dam won routing on turf. This is a classic Phipps pedigree, and it makes me think that maybe this one may want some more distance.
I think so as well, particularly when you look at, what the dam did, that she won going long, Storm Flag Flying, you see in the family, Champion 2-year-old filly, but of course she excelled around 2 turns, was a 2-turn grade 1 winner as an older horse. This, of course, the family of My Flag, Personal Ensign, really classic type race mares. It's an outstanding family. Chad Brown should have Stand for the Flag, as tight as possible on debut, but overall, looking at the development arc of this family, this is one that I think will, continue to develop.
Completing the field is the number 10, She's Got It All by Spendthrift Stallion Warrior's Reward. This $35,000 yearling purchase has already raced 3 times, and she's shown good speed in 2 of those races. No match for Take Charge Mirella last time out. I wonder if this horse might want some turf down the road. The second dam was a multiple grade 3 stakes winner going long on the grass.
Perhaps, and Warrior's Reward being by Medaglia Doro, who's such a good multi-surface stallion, I certainly think he'll be able to get a turf horse. That being said, this one's half to 3 juvenile winners. You know that Wayne Lucas and the Churchill Racing Club would love to get a win at Saratoga. This is another one coming out of that Lyrical Lady maiden, that along with Take Charge Marilla, that I think is going to come back pretty good. It could be eligible to take another little step forward. She's got the experience.
Man, I'd certainly expect her to show some good speed from the outside post position. It's pick time for Sunday's Spa Baby Race presented by Spendthrift. Where are you going?
I think I'm going to take a shot with the well-bred Positive Spirit there. As I said, just, brilliant ability on both sides of the family. Rudy Brisset, I think, we'll have this horse ready to go based on the work tab. I also think Tweedia should take another step forward here for Brad Cox.
I like Take Charge Morella for trainer Kieran McLaughlin. Really thought she got a good learning experience in that debut, in and among horses, getting some dirt kicked in her face, easily second best. Experience counts in these races, especially at 7 furlongs. I think Kieran McLaughlin will have this one ready to go second time out. I'm going to use her over horses like Positive Spirit, the number 7, beautifully bred horse. And even she's got it all. The 10 may show some speed and hang on for a share. That's our Sunday Spa Baby Race, and it's presented by Spendthrift Farm.